Hi, in this video I'm going to discuss the actual note-taking and highlighting on the Ontario bar exam. It's a continuation of my previous videos regarding the basics on what the bar exam consists of and how to prepare for it. Personally, what I began to do is I use a number of highlighters and I designated each color to a certain thing. So for example, yellow I would use for case law and the name of the cases, orange was for deadlines and timelines, pink was for legislation and regulations, blue was for numbers, percentages, dollar figures, green was for specific information that I found useful that did not fit into any of the other categories. However, this should be used very sparsely, but I did also use it for definition. So I would highlight a word that was then defined in the later part of that sentence or that paragraph. However, I do want to stress that with all these colors, use them very sparsely and then use brackets, parentheses, underline to actually indicate the information that is related to that highlight, because otherwise your whole page is going to be full of colors, which is inefficient use of your reading time, and also when you're trying to skim the page and find the actual information, it's very hard to find. So for example, when you have navigated to the specific page where the information is included and you know that you're looking for a deadline, it's much easier to find two words that will say the deadline is 21 days, for example, rather than the whole paragraph that will say the deadline begins to run on this day for a period of 21 days and it will expire on this day. So my point is to again highlight very sparsely. The rest of the time I was using a pencil, which I did not use a lot, a red pen and a blue pen. Blue pen was primarily for underlining, parentheses, and note-taking on the margins. I didn't use pencil because I didn't want it to get smudged, because I knew that it would be going back and forth on the pages, answering the questions and doing review a lot. And red I used to distinguish information. So for example, in the material, it will give you different scenarios and explain it, and I wanted to be able to find that easily. So for example, if you're talking about serving documents on a party, it will say, one paragraph will say if the party is in Ontario, the next one will say if the party is outside Ontario but within Canada or United States, and the next one will say if the party is outside Canada or United States. And I didn't want to have to read all three paragraphs to find for parties outside Ontario but within the United States. So what I would do is I would underline inside Ontario for that paragraph, the next one inside Canada, United States, and so on and so forth. And that again I found was very useful. And again, the point being is that the intention is for you not to memorize everything and remember everything, and not even necessarily to understand everything, just because there is so much information. And law is a lot of has a lot of nuances, so the expectation is not that you will be able to understand everything, but that you will be able to find the answer quickly and efficiently and obviously correctly.